YouTube, what's going on? Man, I'm pretty excited to bring you guys this video. If you follow my channel at all, actually, you should follow my channel. Go ahead, subscribe, right? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I try to bring you guys as much content as I possibly can and come up with some devices that there may not be a whole lot of videos on, like this one, like Chromebooks, all right? It's a tablet, a Chromebook tablet with some goodies. I haven't seen it in person. I haven't seen much about it as far as videos and things like that. So I figured I would pick it up. So shout out to Best Buy. I actually found it on Best Buy's website. And let's crack this thing open. This is an unusual package. Usually they ship everything in a box. I don't know if there's an easy way to get into this thing with my safe unboxing knife. Just take a corner of it there. All right. So I'm pretty excited. This is by HP. It's supposed to be an 11-inch touchscreen device with a fingerprint reader, which you guys know if you research Chromebooks, there aren't a lot that have a fingerprint reader. I know that was something that they wanted to implement going forward on a lot of devices. All right, let's get this thing open here. So there we have it. The Chromebook X2 should come with the keyboard and the kickstand attachment. So this is my first time seeing it. I don't know if it's in the stores just yet, as far as you being able to view it on display, but you get to view it here. So not a bad presentation here. Let's see what's on the box. So we got, yeah, not much there on the box. Let's just crack it open. Let's see what's inside. Presentation matters, people. Presentation matters. Let's look at the accessories first. What do we get in the box? We get a pretty good size box here. We get the power brick, which I believe is a 45-watt charger. I'll have to double check the specs. USB-C. And there we have the power adapter. All right. So that's the tablet. So we'll put that off to the side for a moment. And let's see here. What is this telling us? This is showing the keyboard. And look at that. It comes with a stylus as well. So let's look at the keyboard first. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's actually two different pieces here. So this must be the kickstand on top. So interesting way that they have it folded. So there is the kickstand. So we should be able to fold this to some pretty good angles there. Similar to a couple of other Chromebooks that I've reviewed in the past, especially with the Lenovo, which seems to be the standard, right? Everybody's trying to top that Lenovo package. I will say the price on that Lenovo is hard to beat. I haven't seen anybody really beat that just yet. But this is a pretty good package itself. I want to say it was like $5.99. So here's the keyboard. Nice and clicky. You guys can hear that. So we got our function keys up top there. Not too bad, but it is not backlit, at least from what I read. So I'm going to take their word for it. Pretty thin, very similar to, I want to say the last one I had was the Asus Chromebook that I had a lot of trouble taking the stylus out of. So that one I didn't keep. I thought that was just a hassle. So hit me up in the comments if you guys have experience with the Asus one. But let's see here. So we do have the stylus that's included. So this So you just open it up. Should be a pretty decent stylus. I want to say it should be the USI, I believe should be this type of stylus. So we get like a little booklet for HP. And yeah, it's a pretty good size stylus, reminiscent of like the Surface Pen, very similar, but a decent size stylus there. So nice that they included that in the package. But now for the device itself. So we do have the 11-inch Chromebook. Feels pretty sturdy. Let's take it out of the package here. Nothing more satisfying than removing the plastic. There it is. So a 3:2 aspect ratio, which should be pretty sweet. Very similar to the iPad. It's very hard to compete with the iPad Pro. But we will see how this works out. So we have a little bit of badging, I guess, on the back. We got Chromebook, and then we have our HP. There is a camera. I want to say it's like it's either the 5 megapixel or the 8 megapixel camera, and there should be one right up front, right where it should be. So if you're doing your video calls and whatnot, that's a good placement for it. Let's see, on this side, we've got Bang & Olufsen for the speaker setup. We'll have to put that to the test. We do have a slot. Now, from what I read, that there may be a model that has LTE. I'm not 100% sure. Don't hold me to that, but that's what I read about. I didn't see it on Best Buy's website in their defense. But I am going to put a SIM card, SIM ejector tool in there just to see what we get. And I'm thinking this may be the volume rocker, either the power or the volume rocker. We do have 2 USB-Cs on the left side with, that's probably a microphone there. On the bottom, we have our slot there for, and the pins for the keyboard. On the right side, I'm thinking this may be the fingerprint sensor. And on the top, we've got some more microphones. Actually, that might be the power button / fingerprint sensor. Let's see. It clicks in. See if there's any, no, nothing's happening there. I know with some Chromebooks, you have to plug them in to actually get something out of it. So this doesn't seem like you can press it at all. So it almost looks like a 5G antenna band, but actually, you know what? I think it may be the magnet for the, all right, yeah, that's magnetized. There we go. So the stylus actually magnetizes to the side. That's a pretty good magnet too, because I still got the plastic on the stylus there. So this has to be the power / fingerprint reader. Let's give it one more shot, or I'll have to pause the video and give it some power, and then we can take a look at the screen itself. All right, grab your popcorn, be right back. All right, guys, so I got this thing all fired up. Been playing with it for a little bit, but wanted to show you the specs. So, like I said, this is the HP Chromebook. So inside, we're gonna get that Snapdragon 7C. We only get 64 gigs of onboard storage. So kind of a little bit of a letdown there. I was hoping for at least 128. And keep in mind, it is not SSD storage. So it's not the fastest for the storage. You get the 8 gigs of RAM. Obviously, you get the Chrome OS. It is touchscreen. What's impressive though is that 400 nits of brightness, really good brightness on this thing. The fingerprint reader as well. So this is not the model that has LTE. So you do get the expandable storage slot, which is pretty nice. But yeah, for size comparison, I have it now in the case itself. So we've got the back kickstand cover and the keyboard cover on top compared to my iPad Pro 11 inch. So this one is a little bit thicker, a little heavier, not too bad though. As a complete package with the keyboard and the kickstand, it is not extremely heavy. Again, it comes with the USI stylus that has a really strong magnet to the side, so I love that. So definitely a stronger magnet than what you get on the iPad. But as far as the keyboard, we have a pretty nice size keyboard, a really good size trackpad here. I believe it's a glass trackpad, and it is reminiscent of the Surface Pro, where you have that keyboard that kind of comes up a little bit to give you that angle. That magnet isn't as strong, but it will stay in place if you're on a flat surface. So not too bad. The fingerprint reader does really well. So you just kind of tap it and you get right in. So as far as the tablet itself, how it functions, decent speeds. I don't know much about the Snapdragon 7C. From what I can tell though, it fires up videos pretty quickly. Probably a little bit better than the Surface, not the Surface, the Lenovo Duet. Especially right there. Usually when you expand on the Duet, I remember it just taking a few extra seconds to expand out. I tried one of my favorite games, DH5, on here. It works. You can tell that it's dropping a lot of frames though. So it is definitely not the strongest processor, which kind of brings me to the overall package. What are you getting for $599? And to me, the Duet is still going to be the better purchase because you're not gaining a whole lot more by getting this particular Chromebook. You get a little bit of a bigger screen. You get the 11-inch screen. The speakers are comparable. They're not that great. They don't give me much more oomph than what you get on the Lenovo Duet. So for a $300 price difference, I mean, the only advantage that you're getting is that it comes with a USI stylus, which you can just buy separately for your Duet. The keyboards, you know, they're similar. There's no backlit keys here, so there's no real advantage there. The screens are pretty comparable, both nice and bright IPS screens. The camera is pretty good as well. I haven't tried out the back camera, but the front-facing camera is pretty good, so you can get some video calls done. But for $599, we're talking like higher-end Chromebooks now, and to not have SSD storage, which you can get on a Pixelbook Go for, you know, close to the same price, with better speakers, better keyboard already attached there. So for $599, again, I have to say it a few times, there's just so many other options below that $599 mark. I think HP had an opportunity here to, you know, kind of penetrate into the market of a very versatile Chromebook that I know a lot of people will probably be interested in. I just don't know about that particular price. Now, we are running up on the holidays pretty soon, so hopefully they have better deals that come about, because to me, this thing at $399, I would definitely recommend it. Maybe even like $450, because you are getting the stylus. But since you're getting only 64 gigs of onboard storage and it's not SSD, and this isn't the LTE model, maybe even if it had the LTE antenna in there for $599, they'd make a better case. But since it doesn't include LTE, so that model I'm going to assume is going to be a little bit more when they release it. So I guess it really just depends on what you're looking for. Now, the stylus itself, there is some additional software, I guess, built in as well. I think there's an app that is called like Cursive or something like that. I tried it out. It's okay. I still think the writing experience is probably going to be better on like a Tab S6, a Tab S7, S7 Plus, something like that, because of the way the pen tip hits the screen. It's just a smoother transition. This here, it kind of reminds me of that feel you get with the Apple Pencil, except it's not as accurate. But you still get that pen to glass feel. That it's not as smooth. Maybe with a screen protector it'd be a little bit better. But if your idea was to purchase this to do note taking, I wouldn't recommend it at $600 for note taking. But an overall package, not too bad. If you're really into these Chromebooks, or if you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button. If you dislike the video, go ahead and dislike it, but you know, at least say why, right? So if you want to blow up the comments, you're gonna dislike something, don't tell me that my opinion is wrong. You know, this is my opinion, this is my experience with the device. You may have a different experience, but overall not bad. But I just believe that price needs to come down a little bit. So let me know if there's anything else you want to know about this tablet. Until the next video, it's your boy Yella, and I'm out. Peace.